Hi, everyone. Welcome to week 7. We'll be working on module 7 this week. So with module 7, you'll be asked to complete the pre-writing process for one of the topics on humor, to create an outline, to develop a draft of your humor argument essay, and to post your draft to the discussion. So you'll see an assignment titled Pre-Write on Humor. What this assignment asks you to do is to choose one of the 3 topics and to write for at least 10 minutes. You can either brainstorm by listing ideas, or you can free write just by writing ideas in sentence or paragraph form. Remember, with pre-writing, we don't worry about spelling, grammar, or punctuation. We just try to get as many ideas as we can down on the page or on your Word document. And so you should choose one of the topics. I'd encourage you to choose the topic that you find most interesting or the topic that you have the most experience on. And then use these questions to develop some ideas. So you'll be selecting the topic that you want to choose for your humor argument essay. It's important to include your own experience in this pre-writing assignment. And so think about your prior experience and how you can relate, or what your opinion is on one of these humor topics. And be sure to write for at least 10 minutes. After that, you're asked to create a humor outline, and this is for your humor argument essay. There is a template that you can use, and notice that the template has an introduction paragraph. So typically in academic writing, when we develop an introduction, it should include a hook or an attention grabber. This is where you might begin with an interesting question or an engaging quote that you found from one of the humor articles. And this grabs the reader's attention and encourages them to read more. Then we want to include background information. Typically when we do this, we provide some background on the topic. It could be how there are multiple opinions about the topic, or it could be to kind of explain or describe the topic. And then we include what is called a thesis statement, or the main idea of our piece. The thesis statement in this case should be an argument. It should be where you're taking a stance about one of the choices. So for instance, if you choose choice 1, which is listed here on the left side, your thesis statement would be about humor in the workplace. You might argue that using humor in the workplace is unprofessional, and you want to have some reasons to support your arguments. Typically, the reasons then are developed and described in your body paragraphs. And so if I'm going to argue that humor is unprofessional at the workplace and should not be used there, I want to have at least 2 reasons to support my argument. So is it because I think humor is distracting at work? Or is it because I think that humor can offend other people at work? If those are my 2 points that I'm going to include in my thesis, I would have them here under the introduction in part C. Humor should not be used at work because it is unprofessional, distracts people from work, and maybe can lead to issues. And then I'm going to describe those ideas in my body paragraphs. I'm going to include each point separately so that my body paragraph focuses on that point. And then I'm going to add evidence from other sources. So in one of the humor articles that we read, maybe there's some evidence that you could cite. And then also personal evidence, right? So what have you learned in your own experience that you can use to support your ideas? Also, in an argument assignment, typically we want to show that we've considered the other side. So this is called the opposition. So the opposition are people who maybe disagree with us. They have their own position and they have their own evidence, and we should respond to them. This is how we show that we're using critical thinking. And so if you're choosing choice 3 and you're stating that you believe that humor is one of the most effective treatments for health problems, there are probably people who feel that humor is not, right, a treatment for health problems. How can you respond to them? What might they say, and what would be your response in turn? Then we want a conclusion in which we restate our thesis, we summarize the points that we've made, and we try to close in an interesting way. It could be a call to action to encourage readers to do something, could be a closing question to get readers to think more. And so kind of consider what you might include to end your essay in a strong way. This is your outline. So this is your plan for your humor argument essay. As you develop your essay, so you'll move forward in the module, and as you develop that essay, you might make some changes as you go, and that's okay. But having an outline is kind of like having a checklist. It's a way to make sure that you include all the points and evidence you are planning to include so you can create a really strong assignment. Remember, when you draft your humor argument essay, you're just choosing one of the choices. So you don't want to try to address all of these topics in your essay. Just choose one. Your essay should be at least 600 words in length. It can be as long as you'd like to write. I'll read anything that you submit, but we want at least 600 words. It's persuasive, right? So it's trying to convince readers to agree with you. These are readers like yourself who are adults who are interested in humor or comedy. You should use MLA format for your paper, and you want to clearly state your thesis in your introduction. Make sure you include evidence to support your ideas. So you should include at least one quote, paraphrase, or summary from one of the humor articles we've read, and cite that information. So make sure to give credit to the author. And I'm here to help you. So as you're drafting your essay this week, please let me know if you have any questions. I'd be happy to help. And once you have a draft ready, you should move forward in the module and post your draft as a Word document so that your classmates can open and read it. Your draft is due this Sunday by the end of the day. We will complete peer review next week. And so you have this whole week to develop, outline, and write your humor argument essay. And it's a not so rough draft, right? You'll see that mentioned in the module. That means you should proofread it before you post it, but it's still a rough draft, right? It's just your best attempt at a humor argument. And then you'll get feedback from your classmates next week so you can strengthen your work and be ready to turn it in next week. So it's not due to me yet, just a draft is due to the discussion board. If you have any questions as you're going through the week, as you're going through the tasks, feel free to let me know. I'm available by email if you have any questions, but we could also set up an appointment to meet by Zoom video or by phone. And so I hope you have a great week. I hope you have fun writing your humor argument essay. I'm looking forward to reading it. Take care. Bye.